So you always hear about like review bombing when a game comes out and it's controversial. You'll have the user score be a lot lower than like the critic score, right? The Metacritic score. And recently something else has been happening. Instead of like review bombing, it's been going in the opposite direction where overly positive reviews will be left as more of a joke or a meme. It happened with Balan Wonderworld, but that kind of looked like it may have also been like bots that were doing it. It was very strange, the whole thing there. But this one is a bit more straightforward, as it looks like the Switch now has one of the best rated games from users that just came out. I think it's in like the top 5 right now for the Switch overall since the Switch came out. And we're going to take a look at that here today. Guys, if you enjoy these videos, make sure that like button helps out a ton. If new here to the Spawn Wave Plus channel, make sure you subscribe down below. So let's head over here to Metacritic. We can see right here at the top, Calculator. That's right. Has a 9.1 user score currently out of 323 ratings. Also, I will give one site credit. Someone actually reviewed this, like legitimately, and submitted it to Metacritic. That was Gfinity. They gave it an 80. Ultimately, Sebek's Calculator is an odd one. Will it change the world? No. Will your friends, family, and colleagues ridicule you for spending, that was basically $10 on a digital calculator? Almost certainly. Featuring a balanced roster of characters, quick load times, minimalistic visuals, and a creative sandbox structure. Sure. Okay, so that they kind of leaned into it a little bit there as it being mostly a joke, because it's a calculator that's being charged, $10 to get it on the eShop. But if we look down here, they have it marked up as 185 user reviews, which means that there are 185 positive user reviews where they actually typed something out about this calculator. I figure we would look at that, as well as 23 negative. The funny ones would be the mixed reviews, because that means people were like in the middle somewhere over a calculator on the Switch. And I'll just reiterate, this is not from Nintendo. Obviously, this is from Sebek. So this is just an application that was released onto the system, not like a first-party release from Nintendo. So let's jump over here to the positive reviews. I mean, we can see at the top a perfect 10 out of 10. So many twists in the final half hour of this one. I'm a little awed at how far the developers took this one. Didn't save anything for the inevitable sequel. We have another one here. In my humble opinion, this is without question the most groundbreaking game ever made. The game was amazing graphics, a beautiful art style, and a soundtrack so good it makes John Williams sound like a lazy hack. Flawless controls, genius level design. I mean, like I said, this is obviously people joking and trying to be over-the-top ridiculous when it comes to reviewing a calculator. Best game ever created by a company. The story and the graphics are amazing. This one contains spoilers, so I want to look away. I'll give you a few seconds here. All right, let's see what happened exactly. This Nintendo Switch calculator on my standardized test has been a dream. Love this calculator to death. There you go. So I guess technically, could you take it to like class and be like, no, this is my calculator. Yeah, it's the Switch, but I mean, this is how I'm able to do these math problems using my Switch with a calculator app. I don't know if that's a loophole that would actually work in like the real world at school. Although we got a lot out of those TI-83 pluses back in the day. We used to play Mario on it, or we had full RPGs. That was all like text-based for the RPGs, but it was still really fun, and most people would just kind of pass them around because it had like this link cable where you could send the program over. Some people would type it out, but that was a lot of programming on like this little calculator that would take forever to type that stuff out. But that's basically what we did back in the day when it came to wasting time during like calculus class, was playing 2D Mario or going through some sort of text-based adventure. Let's take a look at some of the negative reviews. A lot of zeros, by the way, up and down. See, this one has spoilers. They are seriously selling a calculator for money. Even Apple cannot afford this yet. And then we have better, just better, worth every penny I spent. I'm waiting for the DLC now, but they gave it a 0, though. This one actually makes probably the most sense out of all the reviews we're going to read. Abolish Metacritic user reviews ASAP. They're nothing more than a meme, and a bad, unfunny one at that. I don't know. This is kind of funny if you think about it, considering if you go down the top like 10 games on the Switch, Calculator is like halfway up that list. So if we go over here, these would be game releases by user score on the Switch. and we scroll down here. I just set it to all time. I don't know if Calculator has been updated to this yet, but we know it's at a 9.1 right now. We have Super Liminal as number 1 with a 9.6. It's actually kind of interesting to look through the user scores to see which game, I guess, would be at the top there. So there we go. And then if we scroll down here to a 9.1, that means that Calculator would be right between Monster Hunter Rise and Hades. So it's pretty good company for a Calculator application. So obviously this is just people joking around and having a little bit of fun at the expense of a ridiculous Calculator application being sold for $10 on the Switch by Sebek. But there's also a few other ones they released. I believe they just did Xylophone. That one came out pretty recently from them. So it seems like they're still kind of rolling along business as usual over there. But I don't really think we're going to see other Metacritic scores come in. I think there's just going to be one review sitting at an 80, because even that, it seemed like they didn't take it too overly serious. But a 9.1 user score is, I mean, it's probably where it's going to sit. I don't know if Metacritic will really even take that one too seriously, because we've seen them go through user scores and start to remove them if it's pretty obvious that it's for a meme or if it's being review bombed or anything like that. But let me know what you guys think about Calculator on the Nintendo Switch. Apparently one of the best rated games, applications, eShop releases, we'll go with that, of the year so far. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.